Hi there. Today is Sunday, July 9th, and this is our Creative Week with your host, Jennifer Vanderbeek of scrapsoflife.com. How are you doing, and how has your week been? Um, I have to say that the heat is getting to me. Um, well, the heat and the humidity. We do have to keep that in mind. Yeah, this week it's so miserable. It's bad when you come downstairs and the air conditioner just quite can't keep it at a comfortable temperature. We had a couple of days like that this week, and it's hard to motivate yourself, or at least for me, it is. It's hard to motivate myself to get stuff done. But nevertheless, she persisted, right? I know this is a very casual use of that. But I did get a couple things done. First off, the knitting the shawl update. So I did finish section 7, and I completely missed the whole time I was working on this section. I missed the opportunity. I realized after I'd finished it to refer to it as the Borg section. So I will do so now. But yes, it is section 7 of 9 with these great circles. And I can't imagine how much better these are going to look once they're blocked. I mean, they're already, just the way the pattern was written, it was just amazing. So yeah, and I got through the little border section, and I've now cast on done the first couple of rows on the next section, which is there's like V's made of the little yarn overs to the little spaces, and then it's spelled Nupp, but so it looks like it's pronounced nup, but it's actually pronounced noop because it rhymes with loop. So it's noops, and they look like little baubles, but instead of being like a bauble would normally be done all at once, the um the noops are you increase a bunch in one stitch on front of the work, the right side, and then on the back you switch them all together. Um, so I guess that's the big difference. But anyway, so I'm starting on that section, and it has like little trios of those interspersed with the other stuff. So moving on, so that's section 8 of 9. So I really am making some good headway, and yeah, that it's just a really fun project. I'm glad I finally decided to pull that one out because I'd been holding on to that book, holding on to that yarn for several years now, and just wasn't sure how I wanted to go about it. Let's see, what do I want to show next? Three things to show you. So that was the first one. Let's flip over to the other view, and you can see that I finished coloring, painting, whatever you want to call it, the punk sickles. So we've got Dreamsicle, Cherry Bomb, and the twin sickles, and then along the side, the little three ones, I'm calling those mini punks. Um, in my head at least, they're mini punk sickles, but or mini sickles, I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, so I finished all of that up this week, and now I can start thinking of ways to use it. I mean, I think they'd be cute as stickers, obviously, but I was also thinking maybe some sort of tea towel or something with the minis as a border. I don't know. I don't know. I gotta. That's the next step. There's always a next step. So yeah, there's that. And then finally, like I said, I was feeling it was very hot, very humid, very lethargic. Meh. Um, but I saw a YouTube video, and I was intrigued by how they were using this 18th century petticoat concept, um, and turning it into an outerwear skirt. Very simply, no pattern required. You just take what fabric you have and do the things. And I'm like, I can do that. I got some fabric set aside that I've been wanting to make a skirt or a dress or something out of. And a little while back, I had done a not a deep dive, but a considerable dive into the Kibi body styles or Kibi body system. It's a designer. I forget the first name, but the last name is Kibi, Kibbe, and based on not just like your like it goes beyond like the whole round, pear, triangle, rectangle, etc. You know, or apple, and all those generalized body shapes, and it looks more at like, or it's supposed to. The theory is it looks more at your like bone structure and your proportions and stuff. So weight, while of course it does come into play when you're choosing clothing, doesn't, certain things don't change, is the theory. Anyway, I went through there, and there's different archetypes or whatever, or different body types. And based on those, it kind of gives you like a general outlook of like, avoid this, look for those, this, that, and whatever. And it wasn't anything super eye opening, but it was like once I figured out, because there's like these, it's like 20 something questions, or you have to like answer, um, and then you kind of distill it down and get down to, it's like, okay, this pushed you here. So I am a soft classic, apparently, and flared skirts or fit and flare dresses, or things with a little bit more um, body on the bottom half. Um, are supposed to be more flattering, which is what I tend to look for anyway. Well, except for now, I'm wearing like a straight little sport. But it's like, and I do like the way I look in the mirror when I'm wearing things like that, and so I've kind of been slowly adjusting my closet as I'm able. Also, while trying not to buy a lot of fast fashion and so forth. But so when I saw this YouTube video, it's this cosplayer, but they also make their own clothing as well, and I'm like, yeah, no, I can do that. So I made a skirt, and this took 2 nights. I could have done it in a single day if I'd started earlier. I could have done it a day ahead of time if I'd washed the fabric, if I'd already pre-washed the fabric. So that was the thing. It's like part of it was I had not pre-washed this fabric, which is a linen or linen blend. I don't know. I believe that this one was one that I bought at the as a remnant from Trolley's, which is a local fabric shop, mostly doing like designer and decorator fabric. So yes, this was probably meant to be on a couch, but I don't care. I loved the pattern. I love the print. I love the colors. The like magenta or berry and the orange against the white. I adore it. And yeah, so, and I even added pockets. So, and that of course added a little extra time. But yes, it's a very full skirt. It's exactly like it hits just at my knee or just above my knee, which is a length that I usually look for. So yeah, that was a fun, easy win, because sometimes, sometimes we just need an easy win, something to check off a box of like, ah, yes, I completed something. I feel good about this kind of thing, you know? And that was mine for this week. And yeah, and then I went and I have cut out um another fabric that is, oh, let's see. It's doesn't look like much right now because it's just kind of, this is kind of like a simple like tunic style, sleeveless or drop sleeve, drop shoulder shirt, but it is the, I think the color is a good match. It's not, I don't know that it's showing up fabulously on camera here, but it's a good match to the berry color. Anyway, so I got this, I drafted this and cut this out and pinned it, but by the end of sewing the skirt, I had kind of messed up my sewing machine. Um, yes, I do the unthinkable and I sew over pins. Um, I'm very careful about it, and of course, I'm always wearing my glasses, so that counts as eye protection. Always be safe, folks. But you know, often I do this and I have no problems. Occasionally, and really, it was sewing the waistband area. where I had a lot of fabric doubled up in one section, because I needed to do some refinements on the fit. My toxic trait when I sew is, okay, this is the measurement, and so we're just gonna round up. And well, when you round up, you get things that don't quite work. They're going to be a little more loose. And for some things, you can do that because if it's a gather or an elastic or something like that, it's fine. You have some leeway and give. But on this, because it's based on, you have the back waistband that then ties around the front, and the front waistband and then ties around the back. And I made the ties long enough so that, um, I'd have a bow in the back, and I think it's really cute. Um, yeah, and I was thinking, well, with a little overlap, that should take care of, any gaps at the sides where they meet. So adding a little overlap, but I added too much, and yeah, so I had to go back in and fix a couple things. And it was those really thick where everything's like doubled over and doubled again kind of thing. There was probably a better way to fix it. I could have unpicked the stitches and redone a couple of pleats, but I didn't want to. Yeah, my sewing machine needle bent, and then of course broke as I was, as I went to tinker with it. It's okay. So I put in a new needle, but then it didn't want to really interlock the stitches suddenly. And I'm like, well, it's not normal. I've checked tension settings. I've checked, make sure the needle's in there correctly. I've now diagnosed it down to a hook timing thing. So it's like there's this hook on the bobbin case that does the thing where it, and that's what, as the needle comes down, the hook does, this thing. Yeah, yeah, so I think it's that. And I think that's going to be a trip to a sewing machine repair shop. And that is very unfortunate because our local one closed a few years ago. So it becomes a matter of, it becomes a matter of, whatchamacallit, finding, just, finding, oh gosh, my brain just went boop. Todd sent me a text because he's at the grocery store. Um, but yeah, so finding a new repair person to take it to and getting that dealt with. If I can't fix it myself, I am always willing to try and fix it myself. So I will be doing some more research. But yes, so there's that. The book is still in progress. Plenty of other things still just waiting their turn, basically waiting for the heat in my brain to work out their differences so that we can, continue to create on through this summer. And that is my update. That's been my creative week. How has yours been? I would love to hear about what you're working on. Um, share down in the comment section below. Or, as always, you can always check out our Discord channel. I've set up a Discord server called the Big Pink House, which for those of you who know is kind of a play off my own house, which is a 2-story pink folk Victorian. And yeah, you can come hang out with us over there. We're a small group, growing, and we can chat over there between the videos, between the streams. But there's a link for that down in the description box below. And until next time, I hope you have a creative week ahead. Make some time for yourself and fill that creative well. Bye.